Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the incredibly gripping mystery and the wild intersecting timelines of the Hollow Diary case. Think of this as our very own ongoing evidence sport. We've got a fascinating narrative to piece together for you, full of twisted vigilantism, ancient conspiracies, and some truly baffling unsolved disappearances. So let's jump right in.
Okay, check out this absolutely chilling hook. This is the exact sentence Inspector Kabir finds scrawled right on the very first page of an old, battered diary dropped off by an anonymous source. I never killed innocent people. I mean, just think about the gravity of that statement for a second. It doesn't say, I never killed anyone. It specifically says, I never killed innocent people. Right off the bat, we're thrust straight into the mind of someone operating on a highly specific and frankly highly dangerous moral compass.
Section 1. The Diary of Disappearances.
So, we kick off our investigation in the present day, looking at the really disturbing contents of that diary. Inspector Kabir flips through the pages and, he doesn't just find random ramblings. He finds a highly calculated list. And here's the kicker, some of these names are crossed out. The terrifying correlation Kabir makes is that every single crossed-out name belongs to a person who mysteriously vanished years ago. No bodies, no traces, just gone. And the name claiming ownership of this grim little ledger? A guy named Arav.
Section 2. Shadows of the Orphanage.
Now, to actually understand Arav's motives, we have to rewind the clock about 10 years to St. Mary's Orphanage. This is where the roots of this entire mystery were planted. Maya and Arav grew up here together, and while they weren't blood relatives, they absolutely considered each other family. But man, they were total opposites. Maya was the light, kind, cheerful, incredibly trusting, and she really excelled in school as the years went by. Arav, on the other hand, was the shadow. He was quiet, kept to himself, but he was fiercely protective of Maya. If bullies targeted her, Arav stepped in. He was her personal shield.
But then we hit this crucial turning point, the inciting incident. One day, 3 older boys take their bullying way too far and actually lock Maya in a storage room for hours. This right here is the catalyst. The reaction? Arav fundamentally changes. It's like something inside him shifted from being just a protective older brother to something, entirely different. And the result of that shift? It's chilling. Within weeks of locking Maya in that room, those 3 older boys completely disappear. Literally, nobody knew what happened to them. They were just gone.
Section 3. The Missing Teacher Pattern.
Moving forward a bit in time, I want you to keep this question in the back of your mind as we analyze the next piece of our evidence board. What would you do if the person protecting you was also a prime suspect? Let's look at how Arav's early brand of vigilantism begins to escalate when a new, much more sophisticated threat pops up at their school.
Enter a highly respected teacher who, seemed super friendly on the outside, but was actually engaging in reprehensible predatory behavior. He was taking a special interest in vulnerable students. Maya, with her sharp intuition, spots this vile behavior right away and confides in Arav. Now notice how Arav doesn't just lash out blindly here. No. He actively gathers evidence, he investigates, he uncovers hidden complaints, tracks down frightened students, and digs up rumors that the school administration had basically been ignoring for years. So Arav confronts the teacher directly, but the teacher, feeling totally protected by his status, just mocks Arav and warns him to stay away. Big mistake?
Back in the present day, Inspector Kabir maps out the timeline, and a terrifying correlation emerges. 10 years ago, bullies hurt Maya. Weeks later, they disappear. Years later, a teacher acts disturbingly and mocks Arav. Just days later, that teacher vanishes without a trace. It becomes blatantly obvious that the missing teacher wasn't just some isolated incident. He was the latest entry in a highly calculated, deeply disturbing pattern.
When we look at this summary of the case file, Kabir's investigation is slowly but surely pointing directly at Arav as the prime suspect. Look at the data. You have the victims, you have their crimes against the innocent, and you have their ultimate status, vanished. It perfectly aligns with that very first diary entry we saw. I never killed innocent people. The logic here is pretty much inescapable, right?
Section 4. Uncovering the Hollow Circle.
But wait, just as the police are zeroing in on Arav as some lone wolf vigilante, Maya's perspective flips the entire script on its head. We start tracking her rapid descent into an incredibly dangerous conspiracy, one that's way larger than the orphanage. Step 1, she discovers this strange symbol carved into the missing teacher's desk and secretly snaps a photo.
Step 2, she starts digging and finds that exact same symbol in old newspaper articles about disappearances in totally different cities. Step 3, she hops online that night and actually uncovers references to an ancient organization known as the Hollow Circle. And then, Step 4, just as she's getting close, boom, her computer suddenly shuts down completely.
The tension reaches an absolute boiling point right here. The very next morning, Maya wakes up and realizes that her digital footprint was being actively monitored by someone who had immediate physical access to her. Someone had literally been in her room while she was sleeping. And the craziest part? They didn't take her valuables. They only took one thing, that secret photograph of the symbol.
Immediately following the break-in, Maya receives this anonymous, incredibly chilling message. Stop searching for us. Well, there you go. That's a direct confirmation that she has tripped a wire. She has officially alerted the very organization she was trying to investigate.
And honestly, it doesn't get more terrifying than this. Attached to that message wasn't just a threat in words. No, it was a recent photograph of Maya herself, taken in the dark while she was asleep in her own bed. It's the ultimate violation of privacy, and it serves as a horrific, undeniable warning. Drop the search into the Hollow Circle now.
Which brings us to the ultimate crossroads of this explainer. We know Arav crosses names off a list. We know the Hollow Circle is tied to vanishings across multiple cities. So what does this all mean? Is Arav a rogue vigilante hunting this ancient organization down one by one? Or is he actually a part of it? And perhaps the most pressing question of all, who is the shadow standing over Maya's bed in the dead of night? We'll leave you with that final provocative thought to chew on until we open the next case file.